Welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Colin Cowherd podcast. Go on, hit the subscribe button. There you go, right down there. If you want to be among the first to hear my weekly takes, NFL, college football, more, right there. This is a classic example as I brought my baggage to the Clippers when Harden signed, and I didn't really consider an obvious thing. And I've watched the Clippers twice in the last 2 weeks, and it hit me. Oh, shit. They didn't have a real point guard for 2 years. They finally have one. And now Paul George and Kawhi can just go be great wing players. And I watched them twice, and I'm like, my take was Harden was taking shots from Embiid and Maxey, but you were taking the ball to Maxey's hands. The truth is the Clippers have had a hole for 2 years. They don't have a point guard.
Right, so, which is why they actually looked good with Russ at the end of last year before Kawhi got hurt, because they had a better version of Russ. Yeah, sure.
So I watched them the other night again, and I'm like, oh, shit. This is a real offense. I mean, when Harden's on the floor with Kawhi and Paul, it is a seamless all-star level offense. It's like they like passing. James can distribute. That's never been an issue. He's really become a very strong distributor. And it's one of those, I looked at it and I thought, I hate this. Westbrook was a grown-up, so I'll go to the bench. And then Harden's the missing piece. And I missed it. And I was so caught up.
Here's the thing.
The Philly, Brooklyn Harden.
Yeah, guess what? You're going to get that same fucking guy soon enough. James Harden plays nice for a few months. I'm going to be the point guard. I'm going to lead the league in assists. I'm going to do all this. And then he wants to cook. And right around the time he wants to cook, Kawhi or Paul George is going to have something a little, going to be out a few weeks. Harden's going to get to cook. So they do look great right now. I have not bought in 5 years 1 share of Clipper stock, and I'm not starting today. Listen, they're like 21-6 or 22-6 over I understand all of that. I don't trust. It's sad, but it's reality. I don't trust Kawhi's health. Paul George is not quite as big of a health risk, but is. And I do not trust James Harden. If you listen to Doc Rivers, James Harden, everything was all good. Then he didn't make the all-star team last year, and he was so pissed it wrecked his whole mentality in their season. And so I don't buy it. I do not buy it. Now, the answer is, right now, in my opinion, out west, you have the obvious favorite in Denver.
Yeah.
And they deserve the right to be that, and they are that. Then you have 2, maybe a year too early, but can't discount them, young teams in OKC and Minnesota, because those are well-built, deep teams.
Yeah.
And barring a seismic trade, I don't think there's another team in the room. In the Western Conference. The Eastern Conference, on the other hand, to me, has 4 viable contenders. I think that, obviously, Boston is at the top of the line. Philly is really damn good. Joel Embiid is averaging 35 points a game.
Oh, by the way, I watch a lot of Sixers because I get on the treadmill.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of the Eastern starts. I've said this, J-Mac and I have argued. Tobias Harris the other night had 37 in the fourth. Harris is a great 3. Embiid, Maxey. I watch their ball movement now. They're really good. That's a really good team.
They're really good. Milwaukee can't guard anybody. But you have Giannis and Dame, and you hope the coach gets better. And then lurking is a team that can never be discounted, the team that's been to the finals 2 of the last 4 years, the Miami Heat. And so it just, 2 of the last 4 years. So to me, the East has 4. I would almost go like 30, 25, 25, 20 as far as percentages. You know what I mean? Like 4 almost pick'ems. And then the West, which right now has Denver, OKC, and Minnesota.
You don't like Phoenix at all?
No, I don't. I don't like Phoenix at all. And I don't think Kevin Durant likes Phoenix. I don't think that's going to work. The Clippers, I don't believe in. I want to believe in the Lakers, but you'd be a fool right now. Like I said, a seismic trade. And even that, the Lakers have once again put themselves in a position where they're going to have to expend all their energy just to get into the goddamn playoffs. That by the time the playoffs start, the Warriors are done. I think just like done.
Yeah.
You lose to the Grizzlies with their G League roster, they're done. Is there anyone? I'm just gonna glance. I feel like there's one obvious team that I'm just not even mentioning because I've been so NFL centric.
Cleveland?
No.
No.
No. I'm leaving out my beloved. Oh, I was gonna say I'm leaving out my beloved Kings, but that's not it because they're fun, but they're not the team. The other one that is lurking and they're not trustworthy, but they have a guy who even in a series against Jokic can be the best player on the court is Dallas. And Dallas right now staying afloat when Luka missed some time. I don't trust him because of Kyrie. There's a lot of things there. I don't think Dallas can win 4 rounds. But Dallas can beat anybody in a round because Luka has proven in the playoffs he's as good as anybody in the league on offense. And Kyrie's been unbelievable for a couple weeks. But that's not a real contender. That's just like a fun, scary team. Again, unless they make a major trade. And that's the other thing with Philly. Philly, I think and Daryl Sharp, Philly is going to make a move. Miami could still make a move. That's where it is going to be really interesting to see. Who stands pat, who makes a move, and what happens. Milwaukee's made their move. Boston has probably made their move and feels really good about where they're at. I'm really curious where everyone else lands.
Nick Wright, first things first, he's got to go pick up his wife. This was a great hour, buddy. I appreciate it. I just finished my Diet Coke. I went, I'm going to go I've been battling a cold. I'm going to go have a beer with a buddy tonight and a hamburger. So I wanted to go.
You know what beer I hear is great?
What?
Herd
draft pick.
Herd draft. That's what I was going to say. I forgot. I was going to say, what's it called? I see it's at restaurants and everything now. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's in all the Gelsons. It's going to be Albertsons. It's in the Delta Lounge. It is in the Buffalo Wild Wings.
It's in the Delta Lounge in the Buffalo Wild Wings? How many flavors do you have? Or variations?
I have a hazy IPA and then a lager. Our Pilsner won the Brewski for the best new beer in America.
That is unbelievable. Are you going to come out? Because here's the reason I asked. It's, of course, selfish reasons. If you're going to come out with a third variation, I might license my name for free just to be able to say. I'm never going to have my own beer line. Just to be like the What's Right Pilsner or something. I don't know.
If I don't make a penny on it, I love our Pilsner. And I'll go have one of mine tonight. So at the club I go to, the 900 Club, he put it in, and I said,
awesome.
you don't need to do this. But I'm so proud of it because when we made it, I said, listen, it's not about a profit thing. It's got to be a good beer. I don't want to do a celebrity shitty vodka beer wine. Let's do it right. Let's not worry about profit. Our guys have worked so hard. Our brewmaster. I think the Pilsner is my favorite Pilsner.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad. Well, go enjoy the beer. I'm going to go pick up my wife from the airport, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, buddy.